Go.
Hello and welcome to American Wild Horse Campaign's presentation for the Virginia Range Horse Cooperative Agreement Year 1 Birth Control results. My name is Denise Volbel and I'm the Field Director with the American Wild Horse Campaign. And today we're going to be going through the results of the birth control program for Year 1 of our historic cooperative agreement with the state of Nevada. Our agreement with the state of Nevada is to manage the Virginia Range horses. These horses are deemed feral estray horses under state law. They are not protected under federal law. But I want to just make a point that while they have the legal definition of being feral estray livestock under the state law, they are actually wild horses in truth. And what makes a wild horse or burro? And it's basically what Dr. Kirkpatrick said. The very essence of wild horse, that is what makes it a wild horse, is the social organization and social behaviors. So while the Virginia Range horses are not protected as wild horses under federal law, they are indeed wild horses in every sense of the word. Wild horses are they live in very complex social communities, and natural behaviors are the only thing that distinguish wild horses from their counterparts of the domestic horse. So when you look at domestic horses and wild horses, the only thing that differentiates them, because they are the same species, is that they are wild in nature and wild behaviors. And what do those wild behaviors look like? These are tightly formed bonds between horses, family bonds mostly. So what we have primarily out there is a stallion with a harem band, so his mares and foals, and then we also have bachelor bands. These animals are very in tune with each other. Each family band has a lead mare who makes a lot of decisions in the family of where to go and what to do. And stallions are known to fight to the death protecting their family. These are the very behaviors that we strive to protect as a part of our birth control program. There are other birth control options, but all of them to date right now interfere with these natural behaviors, which is why we went with PZP birth control. In 2013, the American Wild Horse Campaign signed a cooperative agreement, our first cooperative agreement with the state of Nevada, and that was to rescue Virginia Range horses who were picked up by the Nevada Department of Agriculture and taken to the slaughter auction. We signed that agreement so that we would have the first right of refusal so that the horses would never have to go to the auction. Under our cooperative agreement with the state of Nevada, we acted as an umbrella and worked with a lot of local participating organizations and individuals to help rescue these horses. AWHPC has funded the vast majority of the costs associated with rescuing more than 200 horses over the last 4 years. A couple years later, in 2015, we signed our second cooperative agreement with the state of Nevada, and that was to help manage these Virginia Range horses. The management included birth control to reduce the population growth, and also actions to keep the horses out of harm's way through diversionary feeding, moving horses, relocation, and of course public education. Let me talk about the Virginia Range. The Virginia Range is a mountain range in Nevada, northern Nevada. It spans from Reno to Carson City to Silver Springs and up to Fernley. It's approximately 500 square miles. 1/3 of that Virginia Range is owned by the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, which is where we are here today. Right now we're at the TRI, and this is home to more than 1/3 of the wild horses living on the Virginia Range. We are very grateful to the managers and owners of the TRI for their strong support of these horses and understanding and appreciation of these horses and how they contribute to Nevada's history and culture, and how tourists and businesses coming to Nevada value and cherish them as well. But the problem is that Nevada is growing, and TRI is also developing businesses. And what that means is while the horses' populations continue to increase, their habitat is shrinking. And so that leads to more horses going into roadways, more horse and vehicle collisions, and that's bad for horses. We have approximately 2,700 wild horses here living on the Virginia Range, and as I said, it's a 500 square mile area, but it has a lot of development taking place in Reno, on TRI, over in Carson City area, and down in Silver Springs also starting to see some development. And so the birth control program is really a cornerstone of managing this horse population. You can take the BLM as the prime example. You can go out there and remove as many horses as you want, but you're not managing the horses. You only manage them when you're not removing horses and able to control the population growth. Therefore, being humane, letting animals live their lives with their family, free and wild on the range. And that has always been our intent. I want to talk today about the results of year 1. But first I need to tell you, when you administer the PZP birth control, it is a vaccine. It lasts for 12 months. We use native PZP, which means we have to administer the birth control by remote darting to each mare that we are targeting once a year. The first year she gets a primer and a booster, and then thereafter she gets just a booster every year. We use remote darting guns to administer the birth control, and it's relatively it's a non-issue for the horse. I've darted many horses, and you dart them, they might give a little giddy up when they get their injection, and then they stop, look at you, and then continue eating. Most of the time you have to wait patiently while they leave before retrieving your dart. We have, I've often said this is a program based on science and data. There's more than 30 years of scientific peer-reviewed data that supports the safe efficacy of PZP, and it's been used in wild horse populations for over 30 years very successfully. Okay, so now let's get to the success. We administered the birth control the first time in the winter of 2015, and that means because the birth control does not interfere with the natural fetus process, the fetuses that may have been in the mares were protected. They were not hurt at all. Gonacon is actually known to cause spontaneous abortions, and it's dangerous and needs further research, but PZP is known and proven to be safe for fetuses. So we applied the PZP in 2015. 2016, the foals were born, so we wouldn't have seen the results of the PZP applied in the winter of 2015 until this year. So this is our first year of results, and we have successfully prevented, so let me go back to my slides here. I'm going to skip to number 2 here. We partner with local community participants to administer this program. AWHC provides the organization and the funding, and we work with our local partners. That's Wild Horse Connection in Reno, Wild Horse Preservation League in Dayton, and the Virginia Range Wildlife Protection Association in the Virginia City Highlands. These organizations provide, thousands of volunteer hours to implement this program. So in this short time that we've had our cooperative agreement with the state of Nevada, we have prevented, for our year 1 results, more than 146 births, and because we just finished, earlier this year, the PZP application for next year, we are also looking next year that we expect that we will have prevented more than 200 births next year. So now, additionally, for our first cooperative of rescuing the horses before they go to slaughter auction, AWHPC has been involved directly in paying for the rescue of more than 200 Virginia Range horses. And we have raised more than $100,000 of private funding to rescue those horses, and then also have raised more than $300,000 for the entire program to be implemented. So in this short 4-year program, AWHPC has brought more than $400,000 of private dollars to implement this humane program to manage the wild horses here in the Virginia Range. When you start looking at the number of horses we helped rescue and the number of births that we've helped prevent, we have effectively reduced the population by more than 500 horses here on the Virginia Range, and that's of a population of less than 3,000 horses. And that's very successful, and we're very proud of it. And we are so very grateful to our local coalition partners who actually are the boots on the ground that make this happen. AWHPC has always been strong supporters of the local community groups because we are not located here in Nevada. We are based in California, and we know that there is tireless work that goes into implementing this program. And we know that without our local partners, this would not happen. In fact, the only reason we got involved was because our local partners came to us when the state of Nevada was sending Virginia Range horses to the slaughter auction in Fallon, came to us desperate for help to change this scenario. And we were happy to help them because we stand ready to help any community groups to help make humane birth control and humane management for wild horses. Our #1 priority is to help keep wild horses wild and safe. So in summary, We have effectively reduced the population of horses on the Virginia range by more than 500 horses in just 4 years through humane birth control and rescue. We have contributed more than $400,000 from private funding over the past 4 years to make this program a success. And we have local community members who have devoted thousands of their hours for volunteering to make this program happen. The number of horses also has been reduced year after year after year through the process of this program. And so there's hands down no question that this program has been successful. We have tried repeatedly to have this conversation with the Department of Agriculture. Unfortunately, they refused to meet with us. We have always acted in good faith working with the Department of Ag, and we stand ready to resume that good faith partnership. We want nothing more than to do what's best for these horses and to make sure they're humanely managed, and we will work with anyone to help make that happen. Thank you so much, and please contact us at contact@American Wild Horse Campaign if you have any questions. Thank you so much.